Okay, we're going to look at finding an inverse, finding an inverse of a function. All right, and this is pretty straightforward. I'm going to give you 4 steps. As long as you follow the steps, do a little algebra in the middle, and we'll get our answer. So here are our steps. Step 1. Step 1, we want to replace f of x with y. Remember, function notation states that f of x and y are the same thing. Replacing it with y here will help us in the long run. We'll eventually replace y with something else, but we'll get there. Step 2 is solve for x. So now we have something in terms of x and y, and we want to solve it for x now. Get x by itself. Step 3, interchange x and y. All right, and for future reference, these two are you can do these 2 steps in either order. So you can do interchange x and y first, and then solve for x, or you can do it this way. I prefer this way. I just prefer to stick with one way and do it that way. But you may, just for the sake of it, you may see this later on. So I want to make you aware of it now. And then step 4, you want to replace y with, and here's something new. It's kind of new, and it's just a notation thing. This is what our original function is labeled, and then when we do these steps to find our inverse, we label the inverse as f inverse of x. So there's just a -1 right there. That's all that's saying is this is the inverse of f, the function that we had up here. All right. So I will try to do as much work as I can without erasing this, but I will probably end up erasing it. So example 1, find the inverse of, let's do this one, f of x equals 3x minus 1. So our first step is to replace f of x with y. So y is equal to 3x minus 1. That's step 1. Step 2, we want to solve for x. So we want to get x by itself. To start that, we need to get this x all alone. So we're subtracting 1 here, so we need to add 1 to both sides. Y plus 1 is equal to 3x. And then you get x by itself, we need to divide both sides by 3. So you get y plus 1 is divided by 3 is equal to x. That's step 2. Get x by itself. Now step 3 says to interchange x and y. And what that's saying is, and just to boil it down, you replace the x's with the y's and the y's with the x's. So if you see a y in here now, it becomes an x. And if you see an x in here, it becomes a y. So here's step 3. Y plus 1 over 3, so this y becomes an x. So x plus 1 over 3 is equal to, this was an x, so now it's a y. And then the last step is to replace y with f inverse of x. So step 4 will come up here, and so this x plus 1 over 3 is equal to f inverse of x.